Good morning, traders and investors around the world, and welcome to Friday's edition of premarketinfo.com, where we prepare you for the most important hour of the day, the first hour. Dennis is starting his vacation a little bit early. This will be our last show for the year, and we will be back with you on January 3rd. Just to give a recap of the S&Ps this morning, made a low yesterday evening at 1248.75. That was only one tick below the closing price at 1249. If that holds as the low of the day, we have an upside target of 1272.25. The Globex high currently stands at 1257.50. Really no relevant number in that area. If that holds as the high of the day, we have a downside target of 1232.50. Currently need to stay above the 1253 mid-range on the day level in order to test that Globex high once again. Moving on to the Big Ten. Apple Computer hits $400 in the pre-market, currently trading at 400.20. Apple's been relatively strong the last couple days, and it looks like it's making one final push here at the end of the year. We have resistance at the November 9th high of 400.89. Above that, things really open up until the 410 level. But we should see how the action is at the 400.89 level. Coming back on the downside, let's use the yesterday's high of 399.13 down to the close at 398.55 as support in Apple Computer. Moving on to our second component, really on quite a run here after breaking out at the $82 level. ExxonMobil made a high yesterday at 84.83, closing at 84.29. Currently trading up 23 cents in the pre-market. Sure looks like ExxonMobil is going to make a push here for some of those highs that we saw in July. July 25th and 26th, ExxonMobil hit 85.10 and also 85.13 on those days. Still 70 cents away from there, but that definitely could be a target on the upside. Coming back on the downside, we are trading above the close here at 84.29, so we will use that as support. Below that, we would be looking for 84.25. Moving on to our next component, IBM really did not participate in the rally yesterday. Really had a tight range for IBM, not even 2 points. Going to be bumping up against yesterday's high at 182.80 in the pre-market here. After we break through that level, it's really clear sailing up to the 183.41 level, and after that, things really open up. Perhaps up to 187.33. Coming back on the downside as we are trading above the close, we'll use 182.04 as support, and below that level we could be looking for yesterday's low at 181. Moving on to our next component, Microsoft once again tested the boundaries of that lower end of the range we've been talking about, 25.5. Made a low at 25.54, recovering on the day to settle at 25.81. 25.86 was the high yesterday, so we will be looking at some resistance in that area. All the way up to 26.19 you have, which is Wednesday's high, will be major resistance in this stock. Coming back on the downside, that Microsoft, you still got to be paying attention to that 25.5 area until it tells you not to. Moving on to our next component, Chevron Corporation. Once again, with ExxonMobil, had an excellent day. Made a high at 106.58. Currently trading right at that level. Closed at 106.31. So let's use that 106.31 as support. You do have the November 11th high at 107.52, and also you have the all-time high there at 110.01, but that's quite a ways from here. Moving on to our next component here, J&J had another good day. That rhymes. Made a high at 65.26. Currently trading a little bit above that level. Also closed right near there at 65.18. So we'll use that whole area as support. Coming up on the upside after we take out Thursday's high here, we have the October 31st high of 65.86, and then above that, 66.23. Another stock continuing to move north, Procter & Gamble made a new high at 66.24, 66.19 close, currently trading flat on that. Mild support in Procter & Gamble at 66, but below that you have Thursday's low at 65.79. Coming back on the upside, 66.5 was the high back on June 2nd, so we will use that as resistance today. Moving on to our next component, AT&T just continues to march up towards that $30 level. Got up to $29.82. Has not been near that level since the proposed merger with T-Mobile. I'm sure you'll run into a lot of size in AT&T at $30, but I kind of like that 30.08 level. That was the high on August 1st of this year. So if you are shorting at the $30 level, you get a little pop. Don't be surprised to see it go up to that 30.08. Currently trading right around the close here, which was 29.66. I use that as my swing number. If we don't hold that 29.66, we could be looking at Wednesday's high and Thursday's low, which was 29.30. Moving on to our next component, GE, which has kind of been on a tear here since they increased the dividend last week. Made a high at 18.14. Things really open up after that until the 18.42 level, which was the high on August 1st. And then you have the high way back on July 27th at 18.51. Coming back on the downside, you have the close here, 18.05. That should serve as minor support down to the $18 level. If we can't hold there, let's look for Thursday's low and Wednesday's close, that area, 17.65 to 17.69. And our 10th and final component, Coca-Cola, kind of took a little bit of a breather yesterday after a monster 3-day run there. Tested Wednesday's close yesterday, which was 69.57. Got slightly above that to 69.60. Couldn't quite get to Wednesday's high, which was 69.80. So that should be serving as good resistance here. We're trading a little bit up in the pre-market, so look for that resistance, another 18 to 20 cents up. Coming back on the downside, I do see support at the close, 69.19. If in fact we take that out, we have some mild stopping points at 68.89 and 68.64. But the real good support comes in at 68.32 to 40 level, which was Tuesday's close and Wednesday's low. Bumped up, made a new high here, or came close to the high at 1257.50 in the S&Ps. The longer that number holds up as the high of the day, the better that resistance will be. Look for a test of that early in the session. Above that, we don't have a whole lot, folks. 1266. That was the high back on December 8th. Could definitely be in reach today. I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with our market movers.